We did discuss at some length today the Canada-U.S. trading relationship. I want to start by reminding us all that today our trading relationship is governed by President Trump and Ambassador Lighthizer trade deal. We renegotiated NAFTA. We now have the USMCA. It's a deal that we agreed with them. That's really important for Canadians to bear in mind. The President and Ambassador Lighthizer have both talked about this deal as being a model trade deal, and I agree with them. The Prime Minister had a good conversation with President-elect and President Trump this week, and I've been in really frequent contact with Ambassador Lighthizer this week. I've stayed in touch with him and actually met with him in person over the summer. In terms of what the future may hold, we know that our trading relationship with the United States is strong and mutually beneficial. The unique position that Canada has with the U.S. as a trading partner is based on the reality that we are the most important export market for the United States by a long shot. Canada is a bigger export market for the United States than China, Japan, the UK, and France combined. Think about that for a minute. That means that, sure, they are important for us, absolutely. They are an important market for Canadians, and they are important as a country whose supply chains and our own are so closely integrated. But the thing for Canadians to remember is we are important for them too. And we really learned that during the 232 steel and aluminum conflict. And at that moment, we did take a step, which we took really reluctantly and with no pleasure, which was when those illegal tariffs were imposed on Canada, we did respond with dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs because we knew it was important to defend the national interest. What's important about that whole experience is that Canada and the United States agreed at the end of the day that it didn't make sense for our two countries to have those tariffs imposed. And it was Ambassador Lighthizer with whom I did a deal, he did a deal with me, that those tariffs on steel and aluminum would be lifted. And just a final point about the strength of that partnership. Yesterday I was in Hamilton meeting with leaders of the Canadian steel industry. And specifically, I was at Stelco. Stelco has now been acquired by Cleveland-Cliffs. That is a U.S. steel company, which is owned by Lourenço Gonçalves. He is a major Trump supporter. He has real confidence, and he spoke about this yesterday in Hamilton, that because the Canada-U.S. relationship, economic relationship, is so mutually beneficial, it will endure. And he's put his money where his mouth is. So just think about this for a minute. A significant Trump supporter, a significant U.S. steel producer, has made the decision to acquire a Canadian steelmaker, which depends very significantly on Canadian steel exports to the United States. To me, that is a very powerful proof point of really the fundamental economic rationale, the fundamental economic benefit that both countries get from the economic relationship.